Ose shalom imroma huya shalom aleinu ve'ato Israel ve'imenu Shalom aleinu ve'ato Israel ve'imenu Shalom imroma huya shalom aleinu ve'ato Israel ve'imenu Ose shalom imroma huya shalom aleinu ve'ato Israel ve'imenu Ose shalom imroma huya shalom
All right, everybody, the sound is awful. We will stop it. That's what I get for trying to do this myself and not having a tech person. Good evening. Welcome. Glad to have you all with us. Thank you for making time. And we won't try that again. Lesson learned. Thanks for joining us tonight. You are welcome to share a greeting in the chat if you'd like to say hello. We want to keep this an apolitical space, so no endorsements of candidates, please. That's not what we're here for. If you want that, there's a lot of other spaces you can go to, but that's not what our space is here for tonight. We've created this. Thank you. I was trying to play music before. And being that this was a somewhat last minute organizing, we wanted to give our tech staff off. They've got a very heavy couple of weeks, and so trying to man this solo. So that's what I get for it. Anyhow, I was trying to play Debbie Friedman's Oseh Shalom. So glad that, and yeah, I tried that too. Okay, no more comments. Tonight we are really trying to create a space for all of us to hold and be held in a spiritual uplifting environment. There's a lot of anxiety that is riding around the election tomorrow and the days that will follow inevitably. And we thought our experience has been over the last really over the last year, but even going back to COVID, that we've found that creating a space, a spiritual space in which we can come together and just be able to learn some Torah together and to be quiet together and to share a bit of our hearts together can be a tremendous source of comfort and strength to all of us. And so we're holding a special sit tonight before the election. We'll have another one that my colleague, Rabbi Mark Margolius, will lead on Wednesday evening at the same time. We are, of course, invited to our daily sit that is every day at 12:30 Eastern. And you can sign up for that on our website if you're not already a regular. I see a lot of folks here who are, but I'm sure that there are some here who this might be your first time coming to something at IJS. So want to say welcome and thank you for being here. So I'm going to share just a little kavanah, a little intention for us, a little bit of Torah, and then guide us through a meditation practice that hopefully will be good for you. And um, and then that'll take us to the bottom of the hour. And hopefully this will be good for you and it'll be available later on our website as well. So I'm going to share a source here. And tell me if you're seeing, I'm going to have to play the slideshow. So you see this. All right, you seeing the right thing? I hope you're seeing the right thing. Yeah? Okay. In 1 second here, let me just take care of, there we go. All right. So hopefully you're seeing a teaching here that says, that's from Rabbi Yisrael Meir Kagan. You seeing that? Can I just get some thumbs ups if that looks right? Okay, great. Thank you. Oh, you're seeing the wrong view. There we go. Now you're seeing the right one? Okay. Great. Thank you very much for the feedback. All right. So this is a teaching from the Mishnah Brura of Rabbi Israel Meir Kagan, who was a 19th and 20th century rabbi. He was also known as the Chafetz Chaim, who taught a lot about Shmirat Hadibur, the practice of being mindful of one's speech and Lashon Hara, and practicing good speech. But in certain circles, he's probably most famous for this work called the Mishnah Brura. And the Mishnah Brura is a commentary, a halachic commentary on the first part of the Shulchan Aruch, which is the code of Jewish law, the authoritative code of Jewish law from the 1500s. And this is just a little note about the practice of reciting the priestly blessing. And you may remember that at the end of chapter 6 of the book of Numbers, we have the priestly blessing that the priests, the Kohanim, are taught to recite to bless the children of Israel. And it's still today the blessing that those of us who have the custom of blessing our children, perhaps on Shabbat, or blessings that we use at a bar bat mitzvah or at a wedding, and we'll go through it, but Yivarechacha Adonai v'yishmerecha, the three-part blessing that begins that way. And the Kohanim, the priests, in some communities, still go up to recite this blessing as part of the daily liturgy in Israel. In fact, if you go to an Orthodox synagogue, you'll see it every morning that this is part of the liturgy. And so there's a comment here from the Mishnah Brura that I just thought was really fascinating, where he says that a Kohen, a priest, must gain control of his impulses and put hatred out of his heart before reciting the priestly blessing. So if you are a Kohen and you're going to be offering this blessing, be this channel for blessing towards your fellow Jews, your fellow people, that you need to have the blessing actually that the Kohanim recite before they utter the blessing is about blessing the children of Israel with love. And in order to do that, you have to, if you're feeling constriction, if you're feeling hatred in your heart, that you have to somehow gain control of that impulse. That impulse may be present, but somehow you've got to gain control of that and put that out of your heart before you can offer the blessing. And I think as we're going into, I saw tonight someone on social media calling this Kol Nidre, the evening before the election. All of us who are meant to offer blessing, and that's all Jews, that we are all meant to offer blessing. That all of us really are Kohanim. We're a Mamlechet Kohanim, the Goy Kadosh. That's what the Torah refers to us as. We are a kingdom of priests, and so our spiritual practice is always about trying to gain control of this impulse. And if we are feeling, as some of us may be, a lot of angst, a lot of anxiety, and sometimes also a lot of anger that can come with that, and others may be feeling anger, that we need to try to put that aside, right? And we have to try to recite the priestly blessing. We have to try to be that blessing for others. And I think that this can be a helpful practice for us. So the practice I'm going to guide us through is one I first learned from Rabbi Amy Eilberg on an IJS podcast several years ago with Rabbi Jonathan Slater. And it's a practice that I have engaged in myself. I use frequently, and I'm happy to share it with you tonight. So that's what we're going to do. So if you'd like to find a meditative position that is good for you, if you're sitting that is upright, aware and awake, not rigid, but strong. Or if you're lying down, just again to try to be aware and awake and relaxed. You might try to embody Jacob's ladder, right? Grounded in the earth with your head, your crown ascending up towards heaven. And you can soften your gaze or close your eyes if that's comfortable. And just take a few good, deep, cleansing, grounding breaths. You can feel the support of the chair or sofa or a bed or the ground, whatever you're on, whatever's supporting you. Just to feel that support at a time when it can feel sometimes like we're a little unmoored, right? But like there's support right now. The earth is rising up to meet you, to support you. This whole community is here, 302 people now or more. And just make an intention to bring awareness to your breathing. Be aware when you're breathing in that you're breathing in. Be aware when you're breathing out that you're breathing out. And just be aware of the gift that is each of these breaths. So now I'm going to take us into the practice of this Birkat Kohanim, this priestly blessing practice, which is something like in Buddhist practice, a metta practice, or chesed, extending goodwill and loving kindness. And so the first place we want to direct that is actually to ourselves. And if you need a little help with conjugating the Hebrew, I've put it transliterated here on the screen, but I'll also say it. And you might want to just bring a hand to your heart if that's comfortable. Yivarcheni Adonai v'yishmereni. May the divine bless me and keep me safe. Ya'er Adonai panav elai v'yichoneni. May the Holy One's countenance shine graciously upon me. Yisa Adonai panav elai, yasem li shalom. May the face of the Creator be turned toward me and grant me peace. When we're on an airplane, we often hear the instruction, you have to put on your own mask before assisting others. And so here it's blessing ourselves, right? First, we have to bless ourselves. And if we're feeling that constriction, if we're feeling a sense of narrowness that's leading us to emotions and thoughts that we really would rather not have, our practices, we can let go of them. Those thoughts, those feelings are Egypt. They're a place of constriction. They're Mitzrayim. And we're all about leaving Mitzrayim, all about leaving the narrow places. So if you're feeling those feelings this season, just to breathe through that and acknowledge those they're here, but this blessing I can bring, I can invoke upon myself. And maybe also reminding ourselves that we are worthy of that blessing. So now we start to direct it outward. And so you might want to bring to mind someone who is a close relative, a loved one, and extend this blessing of love to that person. And you can say again, may the divine bless you and keep you safe. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Holy One's countenance shine graciously upon you. Ye'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. And may the face of the Creator be turned toward you and grant you peace. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. And now can go one step out from there and maybe bring to mind an acquaintance, not somebody who is a close relation, a relative, a close friend, but somebody who you know, somebody from the community, somebody from work, somebody from your neighborhood, your apartment building, and just offer them this blessing. May the divine bless you and keep you safe. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Holy One's countenance shine graciously upon you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. And may the face of the Creator be turned toward you and grant you peace. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. In the last part of the blessing practice, we take a stranger. And here, it might even bring to mind somebody who, in this case, might be, if you can, a political opponent. Just whoever you imagine is voting for the person who you're not voting for. And there's no commandment here to love this person. But the attempt is, can we extend goodwill? Can we at least have goodwill? May the divine bless you and keep you safe. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Holy One's countenance shine graciously upon you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. May the face of the Creator be turned toward you and grant you peace. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. I'm going to invite us just to sit for about 5 more minutes, just in this holy silence of presence. Hundreds of people from all over the country and perhaps farther than that, who are present together in a holy and sacred silence of blessing. Channeling these brachot, these blessings of goodwill, of grace, of peace to ourselves, to each other, and to the whole world. In a moment, I'll invite you, if your eyes have been closed, to open them as you're ready. And I'd encourage you just to maybe scroll through on the Zoom screen and just see all these wonderful people who are here. Um, Sylvia Borstein taught us, one of our founding teachers, a year and a half ago or so, on our evening of gratitude. She had a wonderful teaching where just reminded us that this thing about Zoom is, we get to be inside everybody's living room. And there's something really sweet and very intimate, and it's so sweet to see friends, and I see my mother-in-law is here. But I see lots of old friends and others who are here. And to me, it is so reaffirming to see people's faces, right? And the language that we have in that priestly blessing is the divine turning God's face towards us. And when we encounter one another, that's really that we are the images of God. This is reminding us of the divine presence that's here. So in the hours and the days that are ahead, I offer us all the blessing to remember and be mindful of the human beings who are behind all of these boats, and the human beings who are the actors in this story, and all of us who are privileged to be able to participate in this process, that it is such an incredible gift. And I want to encourage you, if you have not already voted and you are eligible, to please do so. Make a plan tomorrow to vote. And I wish bless all of us with peace, both inside and peace in our communities and in our country, in the world, in the days ahead. Thank you for joining tonight. We will be back with our regular daily set at 12:30 Eastern tomorrow and all week. I'll be hosting tomorrow, and Mark Margolius will be leading another one of these evening sets at 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. So thank you very, very much, everybody.